Welcome to the Automotive Diagnostic Podcast. We're going to explore ways to sharpen our diagnostic skills, find learning resources, and hear from experts in the automotive field.
This show is brought to you by Automotive Seminars. If you're looking to stay up on the cutting edge diagnostic strategies and techniques, this is the place. You've got live 4-hour seminars that are put online that you can join in, ask questions, interact with the instructors with some of the best of the best. They've got Keith Perkins and John Thornton putting on classes like network diagnostics, mechanical engine testing, advanced electrical testing, and GDI diagnostics, and a ton more. And once you purchase one of these training seminars, you can access this at any time that you want through your account at automotiveseminars.com. You can rewatch the training a year, 2 years later, which makes this training even more valuable. So I highly recommend you check this out. The link is in the show notes.
I'll just let you kind of take the lead, and we'll see where this goes. I'll jump in whenever.
I'll lead you guys to the promised land. Say it with me, guys. Click it till you brick it.
Mash it until you crash it.
It's mash until you pass it, baby. What's up? What's up, everybody?
Hello.
Oh, not too much.
Doing well.
How about yourself?
Good. So, I'm gonna cut straight to the point because I think these gentlemen have to get to work because it's what time is it for you guys? 5 in the morning?
Nah,
8:30. Yeah.
Oh, 8:30. Hey, aren't you guys supposed to be working?
Yeah. For about 4 hours, give or take, yeah.
So, I had the pleasure of meeting these two gentlemen. As you guys well know, I just came back from my trip to Down Under, Australia and New Zealand, and I was honored to be invited to teach at the Auto Care Expo in Brisbane, Australia, and Vas has been in my class, and I think he messaged me before a bunch of dumb shit about be careful with the drop airs and all this other bullshit that the Australians tell Americans we don't come visit and fuck up their country, according to them. So he has been in my classes, and then I didn't know anything about Mr. Clayton, but because I was doing a lot of research in programming for Australia and their new right to repair, their access to right to repair in a nutshell, Clayton and amongst others were added to a group that I was in, and they all kind of helped me out in presenting my classes to their market. And when I got down there, I was pretty floored to see the amount of it's gonna sound pretty messed up, but I didn't know what to expect, especially going out of the country. I don't know anybody, but I met a lot of highly skilled technicians, man, and a lot of highly skilled technicians who you can tell love training, and that for me was actually my kind of my aha moment. A lot of the times when you go to training events here, when you teach, it almost feels like the usual suspects. I don't know if you noticed that, Sean, when you go to you can go to ASTA, or you can go to ATE, or you can go to Vision Super Saturday. But typically speaking, you see the usual suspects, and then you see a whole bunch of people who their boss paid them to go, and they're treating it as a mini vacation away from work. But I didn't, you'll see a little bit of that, of course, but I didn't see a lot of it. Or I just saw a lot of people who really wanted to do some training, and it got me curious as to why, right? And so I decided to invite these two fine gentlemen here to give me their stories and their perspectives of how they evolved in the industry, being that they had so many disadvantages that we don't see here in the States. So I'll start with Mr. Clayton. How did you get started in the industry, and how did you get to your skill set?
Well, I guess from a young age, I rode BMX when I was a kid, and my mum didn't have a lot of money, so if my bike broke, I had to fix it. I had to upset my granddad by messing up his ratchets, trying to tighten my stunt pegs, you know. After that, it was kind of bikes to cars was what seems like a natural progression. And then, yeah, I just started pestering an apprenticeship. Here we have like a thing called an apprenticeship board. It's usually for like more of the building trades where people will move around a bit more, that there's not as much investment in a person when you have an apprentice. But I started pestering them to get me a job while I was working in a kitchen. I'd go in there like every second day. And I ended up, the guy who ran the apprenticeship board, his next door neighbor was a mechanic, and he was looking for someone, so I ended up sort of going around it and just working for him. And yeah, that was on the Sunshine Coast, which is about an hour north of Brisbane. And once I did my apprenticeship there, the shop was a little bit slow, not really very like progressive or super successful. My partner was looking to do something different. She decided that she wanted to do a course down here in Brisbane and she wanted to move here. And she applied for a job for me because I'm not a big change person. And yeah, she applied for a job and they called me. I did a phone interview. And then I did an in-person interview, got the job, started there in it was like late 2011, I think. And I've been at the same shop ever since. And over time, we sort of went from a general repair shop to more Euro cars and then started to specialize in Euro cars. And yeah, now I sort of almost just do Volkswagen Audi group cars. Like I said, Stockholm Syndrome, you know, I'm comfortable and I like how they work. So yeah, and after that point, yeah, I just started doing more of that stuff. We had to move premises about 9 years ago. And I got given a share of the business by my boss come business partner. And
Nice.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Just, yeah, worked through it and learned from you guys on YouTube and on the internet and on forums and Facebook groups before we were able to get the real information for ourselves. So,
Yeah, and European no less, without the factory service information and tooling that's a whole nother struggle. You guys have a big percentage of European cars down there, right? Like, what would you say?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of hard for me to say because that's what I see all day.
Right.
But I feel like it's probably, like, it's not 50-50, but it's like, you can drive around the street and you'll see, like, it's kind of even. At least, like, around the city where I work and where I live.
Okay.
So, obviously, you go more rural, similar to, like, you guys, if you go more rural, you have, you know, more domestics. We have more Asian, and probably what's left of our domestics before we stop manufacturing anyway.
Now, do you guys consider Holden domestic or foreign?
They were domestic to me. They felt domestic. Yeah, they were here. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we have like that whole domestic like class kind of thing like you guys, the way you guys explain it. It was like always just like, you know, Ford and Holden, and then the Japanese manufacturers were kind of in that same market sector, I guess. And then the European, but then also there's like, you know, the French and the Italians, they have their own little slice and they can just stay away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah, oh, yeah. And how do you pronounce your name, Vas? Is it Vasko?
Vasko.
Vasko. Okay.
Vasko. So Vas makes it easy, right? Yeah, sort of.
A little bit. My American accent ish. So, if I recall, you are mobile and you're an instructor, correct?
Yeah, oh God, it goes back a long time, right?
When you were growing up?
Did we have cars? No, we had horse and buggy. Jeez. Sean, where do we get these two from? Jeez, they're still playing in the sandpit. Clayton actually said something. We were talking about BMW programming, and I remember saying a date, and Clayton's like, he goes, I was still in school. I'm like, go away.
Vasko's programming BMWs on ISTA when I was still in high school.
Yeah, good. Yeah, scary. No.
What's scary is I think I'm pretty confident I'm the second oldest one here.
Oh.
How old are you, Tommy?
I'm 41.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm 38.
And you, Clayton?
Me too. Yeah, 38.
38?
We won't talk about it then.
I was up until a couple months ago when I was having dinner with my mum, I thought I was 36. And then
I have to think about it sometimes.
She ruined my whole weekend.
Yeah, you're old when you have to count how old you are.
You stop it. At some point, you just stop, all right? I'm not going to mention it, but you just stop and roll.
Look at the decades, and as long as I'm in there, it's close enough.
Trying to stay at 25.
Yes, I think we all do.
Vas was fucking programming ISTA on the same computer that I was fucking playing Oregon Trail on.
Oh, don't. We won't just go there. We won't talk about discs from internet and all sorts of fun stuff that used to come through. That was Forward. I remember the first time I did Forward, and it was like 5 discs from some source somewhere, and a clone VCI, and yeah, fun. Only to find out that program made it stall and Ford had an update for it and you couldn't go backwards and all sorts of fun stuff.
When I started fucking programming, I came across this guy's fucking supercomputer that had like 30 partitions in it. Bro, this guy had TIS 2000, IDS, Nissan Consult, and it all worked with J. I don't know what the fuck this guy did, and he disappeared off the face of the earth, but the shit worked for years.
Wow.
There's a will, there's a way, right?
Yeah. I was just being cheap, and I was just like, man, I wish I could have those prices back, because, man, they are fucking raping us. Jesus Christ. These fees are terrible. But how did you get your start, Vasko? I won't say any more old jokes.
Well, we can go back. A long time ago, once upon a time.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I think originally... It was actually an uncle or a relative said, "Hey, I've got someone looking for a young guy." See, we split our trades a little bit. So I'm an auto electrical. So we have mechanical and we have auto elec. Mind you, if you're playing the auto game, I pretty much think these days they fall into each other, a lot of it. So my first thing, I signed up as an apprentice. I think I spent a year standing on about 100 alternators and making them new again, recoing them. And I used to watch the pole go down and there'll be a new pole come back. And that was the beginning. So I was in a way, I say I was quite lucky. I had a very knowledgeable guy. He used to love the drink though. And I think that's what stopped it all in the end. And he pretty much taught me, when I say basics or the foundations, really well. I always thank him for that, no matter how we went. And then we went off and I worked for another mob, which was the opposition at the time. Ended up staying there for about 20 years. I have a habit of, like Clayton, change is no good. Change is scary. And that was, when I say business-wise, that was an absolute gold mine of a business. We had a thing where if something came in, it didn't leave without being fixed, and hence the whole send it back to the dealer and all that. You just couldn't. You had to fix it. You wanted to fix it. I couldn't bear watching something. Oh yeah, I diagnosed this. Now off you go to somewhere else. And business-wise, I don't know if that's always a good decision, right? Because you could spend too many hours trying to chase something up and not get nothing for it.
Sure can.
Learning-wise, you learn, right? Because you're stuck in the hole and you can't give it up. That, unfortunately, the owner of that shop had some issues, and it pretty much ended up being the sheriff walking in and taking over the premises. So it was a good kick up the backside for me to say, hey, you should have done this a long time ago. There were other opportunities, but that's not for now. And I pretty much thought, well, I've got to do something, got a family to feed, got mortgages to pay. So went out mobile and pretty much just do, sounds very, very familiar to Sean, just do workshops, essentially, do diag and stuff for other workshops. And I'm fairly lucky that my customer base is pretty good. I don't think I've got any customers that give me a hard time about anything. Yeah, in that way, I say I'm really fortunate on that side. So that's where we've ended up. And difference being, like I think Clayton touched on it a little bit earlier, a lot of this was on your own. You worked it out. You had no network. You maybe had a friend or two that you'd ring that you knew around the trap or something like that. Or it was the guys that you worked with. And we had a really good crew. Like I could say there's two guys, Johnny Donnelly and Justin Watt, that are amazing. One's a diesel tech, one's a mechanic. And between the three of us, it was a really, when you have that good team with you, you all grow together, if that makes sense. And when that sort of split apart and the other business went, going out mobile and on your own is quite tough, right? And I think you're talking to yourself, you're arguing with yourself. You got, where do I go with this? Even sometimes just yapping about a problem, you'll get the answer just talking about it. You don't have to sit,
you say it out loud and you're like, that doesn't make sense.
yeah. And then I got onto, obviously, legends like yourselves, online, stuff like that. And then I got onto, I think it was the Garage Network. I think you guys have probably heard of it. I actually bought Topped On from Jeff, good old Jeff Taylor, and we've become really good mates. And that sort of evolved into a lot more stuff. That opened up a lot more doors. People around like Clayton, I wouldn't have met Clayton if it wasn't for stuff like that. And that networking thing that you've missed so much being on your own mobile sort of comes back a little bit, and just having associations like this where we can talk. And Sean's had emails from me when I started doing the training stuff and, God, am I doing the right thing? What do I do here? And all sorts of fun stuff. And just you wouldn't have that, if it wasn't for these platforms that are out there. So I've got to thank you guys for doing what you do as well. So, yeah. So pretty much now I just run around like a headless chook. The phone's always ringing. Between that and the training, see, lately someone signed me up to, said, oh, Vas, you'd be a good trainer for our TAFE. So I don't know what sort of thing you have over there with it. So once a week, apprentices come in and you're supposed to assess them and train them. And that's been a big change mentally, you name it. That's a whole different kettle of fish. So we're still working on that one.
That's working with the students in the college setting.
Yeah, exactly. It's a technical college. It's very different. I walked in there thinking, hey, I'm going to change the world. Look, I enjoy what I do and I'm a little bit passionate about what we do. I think it's great. The challenges, the wins, even the kicks in the nuts. They're the ones that make you learn the most. And then I thought I'd go in and change the world. Hey, I've got something. Maybe I can give back a little bit. But boy, it's not easy. I can say that at times. Definitely. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell at the moment. So we're still running the mobile business. It's getting hard to do both. I'll be honest, time-wise. But I cannot not do it, if that makes sense. It's what you do.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was down in last year for the event, I got to see the Kangan Institute. Am I saying that right, in Melbourne? The college there. That was outstanding. That place was so cool. I couldn't believe the technology and the equipment that they had in there and all the different courses. It was wild. Even the building is constructed like a computer chip. It's got little legs that you'd see soldered to the board and stuff. Absolutely wild. It was so cool.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
No, they've got all the good toys. I wish all the training institutes did, but yeah, that's a topic for another day. But yeah, I've walked in there and I said I've got more in the boot of my car that's relevant than what you people have here, and you're trying to pull it through. So yeah, we're slowly changing stuff, but again, I come from a diag really. Autolec that we used to do wiring, or like alternator, starter motors, all the wiring problems. Used to make harnesses, do a whole bunch of ECU work, and more the diag stuff is what I do. I don't have the time to do the really big rewires and all that sort of stuff anymore. So, and I don't really want to be honest with you. They're too long, and they're not the same challenge. Yes, you get that joy of saying, hey, I've done that. And you see something driving down the road and you say, I put that together, but it's a very different field now. So pretty much across all brands, all thoughts, you got something in, you had to fix it, and it didn't matter what it was, be it a Fiat or Ferrari. At the end of the day, they work the same, right?
They are the same, aren't they?
Yeah. I told a customer that with a Ferrari one day when I fixed the problem because it was stuck in the driveway. I wanted him gone. And he got annoyed because I fixed it. And I said, well, why are you so annoyed? He goes, well, Ferrari could have fixed it. Why should you be able to fix it? And the way he came across was just a little bit arrogant. So I turned around and said, mate, Fiat, Ferrari, okay, they came from the same place. And he just didn't like it at all. He's, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So didn't you say you're instructing now too?
That I am. So technically full time, I am a trainer for New South Wales TAFE. New, fresh trainer. Auto electrical. But like I said, it's very different. I honestly thought I'd walk in there and say, everyone will be hanging on every word you say. And it's different. There's some really great students. There is, and I think they all pretty much are. It's just you got to make it relevant for them, and that's the hard part. It really is. And we're all young, and I'm sure when I was doing my apprenticeship, I was no angel, by any means. I was probably one of the worst headaches ever. But it's a very different. Mate, I've never been so tired in my life. Full stop. It's just every day, but. There is moments, they had their world skills comps, and one of the students ended up going up there, and he was happy with the experience. You like to think that you do a thing or two for him. But I do think it pretty much does come down to who's around you, all day, every day. If you've got a good mentor around you, or people that you work with are good people and interested in helping you and showing. They'll go places, but you've got to have that drive as well. And not everyone does, and that's understandable. Everyone's got their own little where they want to go or where they think they want to go, and it will change as it moves along. So,
yeah, we always said it's not for everybody. I mean, it's just the way it is, and it's probably best for you to find out at that point, right? You're just starting out in school, and okay, hey, this isn't for me, rather than doing it for 15 years and then being oh, this is not the thing I should be doing. So just figure it out. And some people just, it's not the thing.
Yeah, 100%. Man, I wish when I was doing my apprenticeship that more teachers were doing what you guys are doing now, what Sean, you're not teaching anymore, are you?
Not at the college level, no.
Yeah. Because most of the teachers that I had MTAQ as my TAFE assessment, and they used to come out to the workshop once a month and do a one-on-one afternoon with you.
Hey, have you ever been faced with the challenge of sourcing, installing, and programming a used control module in a vehicle? I know a lot of us have. it seems to be happening more and more often today with the volume of control modules on vehicles, the cost of some new ones, or even the availability of new control modules. In some cases, used may be the only option. So what do you do here? I strongly recommend checking out SJ Auto Solutions and Tomi Oliva. Tomi offers a cloning service for used control modules to make these things plug and play for the vehicle that you're working on. In a lot of cases, he is also able to source the control modules if you're unable to locate one for the vehicle that you're working on. But once you get connected with Tomi, he's going to offer fantastic support from start to finish to make sure that that control module is going to work in your application. He's also got tech support that he offers through his website, along with some free resources there as well on information about used control module programming. So make sure to check out SJ Auto Solutions. I can't recommend that enough.
Afternoon with you, and it was, looking back on it now, it's frustrating to think what I missed out on, because it used to be those who couldn't do the job, they went and taught at TAFE, or the ones that were burnt out and washed up, they went and became a TAFE teacher. And it's so, I don't know, it's good to see people actually going into TAFE and being passionate about what they do, and hopefully it comes through in the students that come out of there as well, because we have a skill shortage in Australia. So
do we.
Hopefully it's
Do you guys find that the kids or the children who actually want to get into a trade are picking other trades? Do you guys see a lot of that, or?
Well, the money, it comes down to dollars over here, really. You could go in our trade, and I didn't even. Okay, so I'm self-employed and do my own thing, so I don't have an apprentice around these days. But when I saw what the money that they're getting, and I'm like, you can't survive on it. And why wouldn't I go become a plumber or high voltage electrician and be pulling in without blinking, $2,000 a week, without trying. Whereas look at the equipment, look at the tooling, look at the knowledge, look at the training that we've all got to do to keep up with everything. And you're like, oh, investment versus, reward sort of thing. It is a very, to me, it's a very, I still think it's one of the most underpaid trades that we've got over here for what you need to be able to do, and the knowledge that you need and the equipment that you need. Definitely something, but I think the way I'm seeing it, and especially because I get to go around the workshops and see who's going and who's doing what and sort of stuff like that. And more, some workshops are keeping up, more and more are falling off, which means they'll start disappearing. I'm getting a lot of them now. Older people, and Clayton gets this all the time, I'm sure, Volkswagens. Oh, we changed the gearbox, car doesn't start. What do you mean we can't? We can't just put a gearbox in it anymore. Stuff like that. Or they'll be changing multiple parts, spending thousands and thousands and not getting a result. So they're slowly starting to, I think they're slowly starting to disappear, which means, hey, there's not going to be that many running around that can, and those that can obviously can charge, but then you got the dealer side, that's another kettle of fish that's coming through, but yeah.
What I find so interesting is that getting to know a bunch of people down there in another part of the world, halfway across the planet, and the stuff you guys are talking about, it's like the exact same here. Like the labor shortage and the challenges that we're up against and the pay, and like it's exactly the same here. We might as well be talking about the same place. So it's very interesting. I don't know that it's good, but it's interesting to see that it's not just here, it's everywhere in this industry.
So explain to me something. What is this apprenticeship you guys keep talking about? Like, it's an official apprenticeship through the government, or how does that work? 'Cause I'm
Yeah, so I guess you guys have your trade colleges or trade school or the technical colleges that you call them, where people will go and pay
trade.
Like Lincoln Tech.
That would be like a for-profit trade school.
Yeah.
And then
So
there's colleges that have trade, like community college, for example. You can get automotive degree there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here we have an apprenticeship. So you sign up. You're signed up for a maximum. Well, I don't know. You signed up for a 4-year apprenticeship, and it's all based on competency. So there's units that are set out by the TAFE and the government. These are the theory units you need to complete. You need to prove you're competent, and then you become a 2nd year, and a 3rd year, and a 4th year apprentice. And then once you get to your competency, then you get signed off as like a qualified technician. That's you get a certificate 3 in light vehicle repair, basically. Whether you come out of that apprenticeship actually knowing what you're doing is another story. I know I didn't, and it was a big learning curve. You kind of got told, like, here's a car, this is what the steering does, this is what suspension does, and then here's a light bulb. If you put power on one side and ground on the other, it makes a circuit, the light lights up. Have at it, go out into the world and see what you can do. And when I left my shop that I did my apprenticeship at, because it's kind of, I'm sure it's not like that everywhere, but I think I was about a year out of my apprenticeship, but I was still treated like a 2nd year apprentice, because that's the way the boss saw me. So when I walked out of there and started where I am now, I kind of just got like, oh, okay, cool, you know what you're doing, let's go. And like just got expected to do what was expected. And it was a big learning curve.
No.
Yeah, so...
Sorry, but just to be clear, when you say apprentice, you actually go to a school and learn? Or it's like you find a job? And
it's a job.
So... Yeah. So what it is, the way we work it, you end up getting a job, right? So you work for someone. It's virtually, without getting too techy, it's like becomes like a freeway contract between the employee, the employer, and their training people. That all three will help each other and do the things and so on. And so the employer these days gets a few government incentives to bring on someone young or someone. Sorry, it doesn't always have to be young. Someone untrained and help train them up. So it's usually over about 3 years. It's 4 years technically, but it's about 3 years of let's say, I say 1 day a week because that's what I'm doing. So 1 day a week they go off to their college or their training thing, and they do get their assessments done and some extra training. But the whole idea is that together, all 3 of them bring this person up to a stage where by the time they finish their 4th year, because they get a year of not school and just continue on still learning, by the time they finish their 4th year, they become virtually certified to be, and this is across all industries, not just across ours. They become plumbers, do the same thing, electricians, builders, so on, that they actually get some qualifications. And by then they've learnt, they say that you're qualified enough to start doing this on your own. You don't need someone watching over you all the time. The thing is, and the way I look at it, and I say you start learning after your apprenticeship. I think the apprenticeship sets you up to understand how to learn about what you're doing. It's a very weird way of saying it, but all those little, I keep saying foundation skills or little, you can't say basics because to us they're basic, but to a lot of people they're not. All those little steps and all those little bricks that you've laid over the last 4 years have actually just taught you how to learn and understand what you're doing. And that's where the growth comes in. So, but 4 years, technically you can go out on your own. You don't need someone watching over you. You can go do the work. You can go charge for it, and away you go. But hilariously here in New South Wales, you can be a fully qualified, whatever, mechanic, auto-elec, so on. But to actually charge for a job, you have to have what you call a repairer's license. And the repairer's license, you don't have to be a qualified person as long as you're employing a qualified person. So it's really all over the place. But then again, you've got places, I don't know if it was Victoria or other states where you don't need a qualification.
Nope.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, you don't
technically
need
to
it
work
here.
on them. Yeah.
Nope. Yeah,
Interesting.
in Queensland, as far as I know, you don't need a license.
Yeah.
You don't even need a qualification.
There's nothing around here. You could somebody find you on the street, hand you a wrench. Congratulations, you're a mechanic now.
Yeah, we don't have anything like that, and the majority of it's kind of a mixed bag of how people end up, in this industry. I see a lot of second generation children in this industry, much like our first generation children. Most of the schools, like the big trade schools or profit trade school, most of their students end up going to like chain repair shops or like even the dealer network,
Dealerships.
just like the local Votech. That's what they call them, vocational technology schools, Votech.
Yeah.
Like they'll funnel to dealers or also chain spots. So like, most of the aftermarket independents are just kind of like on their own. A lot of them really don't do much but they also don't do much to promote, the industry as well. So it's kind of a mixed bag a little bit. Like it's kind of interesting the way you guys do it. I definitely feel that we could use a little bit of structure like that and some incentivizing to get youth involved in, especially in our trade. But it's just too underpaid here, man. Like it's ridiculously underpaid here as well. I mean, we got, I said it before on the show. We have, I know kids who went to welding school and they're making $40 an hour to start, plus benefits, and they get to start on their 401k. I mean, shit. In the city of Chicago, the last union strike, I'm probably gonna get bagged for this, and I should look it up. But if I recall, union apprentices for the trades, I think they're now at like $17 or $18 an hour to start. The city of Chicago minimum wage is 16 and some change right now. So you're better off working at McDonald's.
It's the same here.
That's right.
It's the same here. It's the same here. I heard stories of $12 an hour, and I think minimum wage is 16, and I'm like, really? Yeah. But the idea is you do the hard yards because you don't know, and then, as you know, your dollars will come with it. But we all know our industry. I've got photos of $40,000 of equipment sitting on a seat, and I said I charge $400. Thanks. Yeah.
Yep.
But apprenticeship wages. I don't know, like if it's.
All right,
we have an apprentice.
I looked it up. Just I don't. 2017 an hour is what a union apprentice technician makes in Chicago. Chicago minimum.
Yeah, what can you make going and work at Amazon?
Minimum wage. It is 15. Yeah, 16.25.
Okay.
That's so. Yeah, it's a pretty decent increase, but like, is it really?
It's
but there's the other side of the coin.
Yeah, no, I mean, where are you going to have a more prominent career? I mean, that's, it's that's a funny conversation to have, right? But the sad reality is, we don't. I don't know how, if, or when this industry is going to catch up to the amount of work that you have to put in to stay relevant and stay productive in this industry. I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
Where does it, like, if we went out and said, okay, relatively speaking, let's raise, the industry as a whole raise their prices to compensate for what we have to learn and how much money we have to put into tooling, people wouldn't be able to afford to drive anymore.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy.
Okay.
Right,
but to a point. So what are they going to do? Fly to work?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, are you going to walk? You ain't walking here.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is, like, there's so much more to that. Just charge more. No, you're right. Like, people aren't going to be able to afford to drive. Or maybe they'll stop buying fucking junks that they can't afford.
That's fair.
Yeah, yeah. But see, well, I see the difference.
Third owner Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, wow. Yes, I got it cheap. I only got it for 10 grand. What do you mean a Windows 4 grand to fix? Yeah, good. But
you
the way I look at it,
someone else's problems.
Yes, it's had a warranty. What I see, a lot of it is with the other trades, especially that anything to do with like house or homes and all that. The customer sees their house as an investment, so they're happy to pay whatever the plumber wants or whatever. Whereas a motor vehicle is a cost, and that's where they start going, "Oh, this is just costing and costing."
You know, everybody says that, right? That a car is an expense, it's not an investment, right? But here's the thing: is it or isn't it?
Depends on what you do with it.
No.
Exactly.
No. Because at the end of the day, the majority of the people drive to work.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The car is a tool. If you can't get to work, you don't get paid, and you don't eat.
That's it.
So that's kind of how I But I don't know if you guys have this issue in Australia, but here I think one of the biggest downfalls is our credit. Like you can have no credit and find somebody who will give you credit for a car, and the interest alone will fucking kill you. But you'll get your car, and it's just like that's, and then you don't put any value behind it because my car needs $5,000. No, screw that. I'll just go trade this heap in and compound another 10 grand and get another hunk of junk, and somebody will give me a loan for that.
Yeah, the amount of value that you've put forward for it is so little that, like, you don't put the value into the repair of it. We definitely see that especially now where a Chevy truck is like $80,000.
Yeah, now it's like people are willing to drop, $6-7 grand on a transmission, 8-10 grand on an engine, because it's a 10-year-old vehicle, or you're gonna go buy a $90,000 GM 6.2 liter that's on a national recall.
Yeah, they're gonna put a different oil cap on.
Dude, that's fucking disgusting, dude. I just can't believe that shit. I'm so disgusted. I'm a GM guy, true and true, and I'm like, yeah, that's that's fucked up, man. It's fucking all of these manufacturers are in a sorry ass state right now, man. It's disgusting how bad all of them are. I don't give a fuck if it's Japanese, European, American, Korean, whatever, man. They're all junk. Honestly, there's just
they're all together these days anyway.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, shit. I saw Mazda 2s out there, and Toyota was selling them here for a little bit. It's like, why the fuck does Toyota need to buy a Mazda 2 and sell it as a Toyota?
Exactly. Exactly.
You have a fucking Echo or a Yaris everywhere. Like, the shit that manufacturers do, and the reason why I was asking you about Holden is because I didn't see a lot of them in Australia. I saw a shit ton in New Zealand. Like, I saw a fuck ton in New Zealand, and I saw Chevy Colorados. I ended up finally seeing somebody with a Monero, and I heard it. I'm like, that's an LS engine. I can hear that thing from a mile away. So I finally seen what we call the Pontiac GTO. I saw what looked like a fucking Captiva with a Monero with a Holden badge on it. I was like, oh geez, you guys have this junk here too. That's why I was asking if you guys consider those American or domestic for you, because those are just American junk.
They're just garbage.
What do they call a GTO down there?
Holden Monero.
That's the Monero.
Monero. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Monero.
See, I knew that from a while ago because I always wanted like I said, I was a GM fan since I can remember, and I always wanted a GTO. Until I started working on them, just like, no.
Yeah, I've had a few cars like that.
With an LS2, I think it was. They came with 6.2 liter LS2s. Yeah, I was like, no thanks.
Yeah, I think you probably didn't see so many here because I don't know when they stopped producing, but they weren't really I don't know. They kind of have the white trash tag. We call them bogans, but yeah, like they're not exactly like a highly respected vehicle. Especially like the VE Commodore was yeah, they've gone
I like
way
that
down.
thing.
That was the $1 billion baby when GM did it, all right?
And it dated so fast.
They were sold here as the Pontiac G8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then eventually you got the Chevy SS, which was our later one.
Did you have the Caprice? The Caprice as well as the...
Caprice,
that's a...
no, the SS for us was that ugly-ass two-door Roadster thing. Did you guys have
No, there was a later one. There was a... I thought it was a Chevy SS. The later ones,
the later ones was the Commodore. What Clayton's talking about, the Caprice. They rebadged
Caprice,
the Caprice, and they were basically just holding. As a matter of fact, they sell holding kits here for those if you wanted to slap the holding badges on it. Why? I have no idea.
You know what's crazy is we had Chevy kits for Commodores. Everyone used to buy the grills with a Chevy badge on them for a VZ.
We're about the dumbest people on the... We're just so stupid.
Oh yeah, we always want what we can't get.
Yeah, but it's always it's literally the same fucking trash. Like it's and you know one of the things that stood out to me the most is how, you know, like I'll say this and I'll get a lot of flack for it, but like I was really, really impressed by the appreciation for training, man. Like I felt appreciated, man. I really did, and you don't really see that in a lot of training events here. And I don't know, it's because of what we're just talking about right now because it's like there's events here everywhere. Like for you guys do a lot of small scale events, correct? Like little one day event at a garage or something like that. Is that correct? But training events like Auto Care, how many do you guys actually have?
No,
just one a year, really. Yeah,
like
I mean,
it's basically just the Auto Care every 2 years is your biggest event, or no?
Well, there's Auto Care, and then it's like a bi-yearly thing, and then next year will be the AA Expo, which is in Melbourne.
But I was told the Expo was more like Apex, where it was just like, isn't that where you taught, Sean?
Yep, that's the one I went to.
Sean was there last year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely felt like it was about the show, which the conference center that we were in was massive. It was like a city block. It was so cool. There's so much stuff there, but yeah, we had the training as well.
Okay. Yeah, because the Auto Care event was in Brisbane, and it was in a beautiful convention center, and we're in these big ass rooms, and I'm looking at this room, I'm like, oh fuck, like I look like I'm about to sing opera and shit. Like I had my.
Were you guys in Tommy's class? Either of you?
Vasko was.
Yeah. Vasko was.
Clayton.
How many times did he swear?
Sorry?
Well, I wanted to. It just, you know.
Yeah, it just didn't.
My car park's a little different to yours.
Yeah, he wanted to keep training on Eurotrash. He had no business playing with the peasants like me and Vasko. The peasant hackery, but you know, and like just the event itself, man. Like I had an AV guy. I was like, what the hell is this dude here? And like we can't. I had people bringing me bottles of water and shit. I was just like, oh shit, this is pretty dope. Like now these events here back home look like dumps. Like it was really very, very, very well put together. The expo was nice. Yeah, you can just really tell they care, man, and we can actually learn a lot about the cohesiveness between the trainers and the event and the quality of the show. Like I think here we've forgotten that it's still a product, right? Like, you know, like I'm very vocal about training events. It's not because I'm an asshole, it's because I care. You know, like I want to go to I want to look forward to training events. I just don't anymore. Like I really don't. I love teaching. I love reaching out to people. I like being the one that can help you, you know, change your pay, right? Like I want to help you become more valuable to your establishment, or even in your business. If you're self-employed, I want you to be able to make more money. That's my goal. And a lot of these events have now become about money, and it's just like I think you lost track of your product. Again, you know, like if you go to a restaurant and you ask for a steak medium rare and you get it well done, you're gonna say, hey man, I don't want this shit because I'm paying for it. Well, isn't it the same thing? Why can't I complain about this event? I want it better. I don't want it worse. And I will say the steaks here are better. Sorry.
Don't believe that.
Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, but you know what? Your steaks are probably come from here anyways. Or at least before the tariffs.
Oh, hell no. How the hell will we import fucking steak from down there? Like, you probably send that shit to China.
No. Nah.
They trade you a dog.
Yeah, the training thing is interesting because, like, when I've been over the last couple of years for Vision, everyone's like, "Oh, you came all the way from Australia. Why'd you come from Australia?" I'm like, "We don't have this," and it's a huge value to be able to go to a class that is specific to something, and spend 4 hours doing something very specific rather than, going to something where it might be something that's put on by a local parts supplier where it's, a 2 hour or a few hours of a nighttime after work. And it's kind of more, as much as I'm not saying it's a bad thing, and the fact that anybody puts on something that's designed to help you is not a bad thing, but a lot of it's, if a parts supplier is putting on a training, it's from a company who sells parts through them. And that's what it's designed to do. Whereas like going to Vision and it's sort of, nothing's really about selling you something. The classes might be sponsored by whoever, but they're about learning. They're not about selling, which is, what kind of really became a thing to me. And I think it was not this auto care, but the previous auto care. A lot of the classes felt like that. But this year, I mean, it was different, which was good. I think they heard a lot of the criticisms from the last one and they changed a lot, which was good. So, yeah.
Yeah, nothing worse than walking into a sales pitch. Definitely. Someone trying to learn something and just getting a product push. Yeah.
Here's the thing, right?
I get it. I totally get it as a business wise. Yeah.
But give me a morsel. Give me a nugget, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, just for fuck's sake, I'm tired. I drove, like, I went to I won't mention any names because Sean already yelled at me. I went to a local event, not an event, but like a one day, like just a class here. And it's a free class. So I was just like, all right, I'll get something out of it. Dude, I was there for like 45 minutes. I was so fucking mad. It was so garbage. And I drove an hour to get there in Chicago traffic, man. And then I had to drive another hour back. And I was fucking infuriated, man. I was just like, dude, what a waste of time. Like, this was just trash. Same. I went to an AC. Never mind. I went to another parts store class. And man, that thing was brutal. Matter of fact, and that's actually where I got the idea to hand out business cards at training events.
Love it.
So that's really the only reason why I actually went. Like, I would actually go to some of these, little training seminars or whatever. But yeah, it's the same here, man. Like, a lot of training has kind of fallen by the wayside in terms of like profitability, and it's kind of like one of those things where, like, I still think it can be both, but there has 100%. To be some give and take. 100%. And again, like, the appreciation that you guys have is, and the fact that that the AA heard you guys was awesome, man. And I know they spent a shitload of money to get us down there, man. So I felt I spent probably double the amount of time on my classes just to make sure that that it was worth the investment, right? Like, I truly believe, I truly enjoy earning my money, and I wanted to make sure that I gave you guys the best that I could.
Yeah, the fact that they're willing to fly you guys halfway around the world to teach there shows the care.
But it seemed that they were more excited that we were actually willing to go out there instead of like
for sure
down there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I fucking it's a dude. fucking from the west side of Chicago, man. Like I said, I'm just fucking tires, man. Like I'm not.
It was such an opportunity.
Yeah, man, it was an honor, honestly. And it was such it's a beautiful city, man. Brisbane was beautiful. Sydney was absolutely beautiful. I got to meet a shop owner in Auckland. That was pretty cool too. New Zealand was kind of weird. Like it kind of seemed like a kind of ghetto version of Australia for some reason. Like I don't know. Like I kind of felt at home. Like it was just like there was a bunch of like a lot of like I was just in an area. I'm like, man, it's kind of ghetto here. And then we tried to go do some laundry, and we Googled a laundromat by the hotel, and we drive there, and we're like you can tell you're in the ghetto. Like I don't care where I'm at, but I know when I'm in the hood, man. So we go into this laundromat, and this little hole in the wall, and it had a sign up that says, "Go to the liquor store if there's no attendant." Okay, no, I'm sorry. Go to the barber shop next door if there's no attendant. We go to the barber shop. There's a sign saying, "If you need laundry service, go across the street." So I'm like, what the fuck? So we go across the street, right? Like I'm like, oh, maybe that's how they do it here. I don't fucking know. So we go across the street, and this shady ass dude was just like, "Yes, my friend, I help you." And he starts punching in all these numbers on his cash on his. He's like, "Oh, this is how much it's gonna cost you." It's like, "Do you know how much it weighs?" I said, "No, man, I don't fucking know how much this weighs." "Oh, but I'll give you a good price." And I was just like, "Yeah, no." And it's funny because we Googled another one, and we drove another 10 minutes somewhere else, and in a nicer area, and there was a this is gonna sound fucked up. There's a Chinese guy there, and I told my wife, "All right, we'll leave our clothes here. I feel comfortable here. These guys know they're dry cleaning." But it was like, if I get the opportunity to visit again, I think I'm going to spend more time in Australia. I didn't spend much time there. I lost a day. My flight got canceled in Los Angeles during the riots, out of all days too. Jeez. So it was a late night. It was like a red eye, not red eye. I don't know if they're considered red eye, but the flight was leaving like at 11 o'clock, Los Angeles Pacific time. This is funny, right? Because I knew something was wrong. Well, I first walk in and I seen like 3 or 4 technicians with their vest on from Boeing, and I'm just like, okay, something's not right here. But whatever. They board us on the plane. And I'm sitting there, and then like 30 minutes passes, and then the pilot comes on. It's like, "Oh, we're having some difficulties. Just please bear with us. We're gonna run some tests to make sure that the plane is safe." I'm like, "All right, whatever, man." Like, we'll update you within the next 30 minutes, dude. To the T, 30 minutes, and she comes back on. "Oh, we're gonna have to deplane because FAA states if the plane doesn't have power, we can have people on, and our mechanics want to power down the airplane to run an engine test." I tell my wife, I'm like, "Bro, they're canceling this fucking flight." And then my wife's like, "Oh no, why are you always so negative?" I'm just like, dude, they said 30 minutes and they updated us in 30 minutes. No, that's not. They're biding their time. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then so we deplane, and we find seats by the gate agent, and I told her, I'm like, "All right, man, when they cancel this flight, we're gonna go up there." And she's just like, "You're so negative." An hour, dude, to the T, 1 fucking hour, and this is the hardest part of my job, and I was just like, "Yep, straight to the gate agent, dude. They canceled our fucking flight. It's mechanical, so there's rules that they have to follow. They have to give us they have to give us lodgings. They have to do this." So then the wife's like, "You know what? It makes sense now why they kept, postponing us. I think they already knew there was an issue with the plane, but they were trying to find us accommodations, and like they gave us food passes, food vouchers and stuff. And the gentleman at the gate was kind of like, was really cool, and he put us on a Qantas flight but it was 24 hours, man. So we were just like, dude, this sucks, man, because now we got to spend. And the only part that kind of irritated me was we check out at 11. Our flight leaves at 11 o'clock at night. What am I supposed to do with all my luggage? Like, what am I going to do? Just hang around in the hotel lobby all day? Or hang around at the airport all day? I'm like, "Oh, man." So luckily, my former employee, he lives in Los Angeles. He picked me up. We rode around with him all day. It worked out, but I lost a day in Sydney. And we were there basically. Flight took off, was supposed to be Friday so we could get there Sunday, but it left Saturday and I got there Monday. We went straight to do some things, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we're flying to Brisbane. And Brisbane, we already had our itinerary, we had our events, and I pissed off some gentleman because I couldn't make it to the shop, and he was just like, "Oh, you don't want to hang out with me?" I was just like, "Dude, I
don't know who that was.
I don't know.
The cafe. It's not a shop. It's a cafe.
Maybe if you were prettier, I don't know, man. But yeah, we were just busy, like, and I don't like one of the things. A thing that I have is like if I'm a guest somewhere, I try to like follow what they led for me, man. So I'm like,
yeah, man.
I wish I had more time.
Yeah.
So then, when we decided to do the New Zealand trip, I figured we would have more free time to explore. I didn't really think about staying. I don't know why. I really don't. But we just decided to go from Brisbane to Auckland. And it's funny because my wife had said we should fly back to Australia because it's cheaper to fly to Australia to the United States than it is from New Zealand. Even though like it's closer, but there must be more flights or whatever. And I was like, dude, we're gonna fly 2.5 hours back to then fly those 2 hours back going east. I'm like, dude, I don't fucking want to do that. It's 5 more hours on a plane. Well, looking back at it, we should have done that because the New Zealand trip was a bit of a bust, man. Like the weather just didn't cooperate. I know it's winter, but man, it was just dreary and gloomy and rainy. We went up north.
Oh, that's just what New Zealand is.
I mean,
that's just how New Zealand is.
I never been there, and we go up to Bay of Islands. That's supposedly beautiful, bro. It stormed that entire weekend. We had a cruise to a cruise up Bay of Islands. Like there's a couple of like features that I wanted to check out, and they canceled. They postponed it. They're like, oh no, we're gonna do it Sunday. I'm like, we leave Sunday, but you know, yeah, whatever. It stormed Friday, Saturday, so we stayed in this Airbnb that we got, but I was by the ocean. Sunday came along. They're like, yeah, we have like 2.5 meter swells, man. We're like, we're not going anywhere. We're just gonna refund you. I was like, fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I did, and then we got back to Auckland, and again, just dreary weather. We checked out the museum. Turns out that they closed it because of asbestos, or half of it's closed.
Oh, damn.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, we went to an island, Wahiki Island or something, and my wife's the one that one of the guys from Australia told her to go check that out. So she's like, oh. So I looked into it. I'm like, dude, I don't think there's anything for me. I don't drink. So it's like there's like a lot of wineries and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, you know, we can just ferry it over and just explore. If it sucks, we'll come back. Like where at this point, I told her we're just wasting time. We're just biding our time. There's nothing to do. We get there, and we're like, so did you figure out what to do? She's like, no. Did you? I'm like, no. We're standing in the wharf, like, okay, now what? Now what? So we just go walk to a cab. I was just gonna ask the cab, look, man, just take me fucking somewhere, dude. I don't know what to do here. So we get there and we just Google like a nice beach, and we go and we tell him, hey, can you take us here? He's like, yeah, sure. We get there. I'm like, hey, man, what the hell is there to do here? He's like, right now, nothing. I was like, what do you mean nothing? He's like, it's winter, man. Like half the people are gone. Like half the businesses are closed because there's just not enough people here. I was like, well, fuck me. So I'm like, or you can go do a wine tour. I'm like, well, I don't drink. He's like, well, you can get some good food. So we had lunch, and then we just we cabbed it back to the wharf and just took the ferry back to Auckland. And that was what we did in the morning. And then we did some touristy stuff the next day, and then we rode out the next day. Like it was just relaxing, at least. Like I didn't do anything. I didn't have to worry about nothing. And the part about the time zone change, when I wake up, it's already like 1:00. So, you know, the first few hours I did some work or whatever, and then I have the whole day to just not do anything. So that's kind of like, that was the good part. But no, it was
sometimes that's needed. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the wife was just like, oh, you know, we're in the other country and we should be exploring. I'm like, and exploring what? There's nothing to do. Like this place is like what? Like I like the Lord of the Rings. That's why I wanted to go. But then I didn't. Before I got there, I knew that it's winter. So most of the stuff that I wanted to check out, like it's in the South Island, it's snowing. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not. Yeah, no.
Damn.
Yeah, that's Sean Tipping territory, dude. He can do that shit. Nah, I'm not flying 14 hours to go see snow. I do that shit for free back.
No.
I do that shit for free here. But no, we definitely, like, if the opportunity arises to go back, I'm down, and I want to spend some time there and go hang out with you guys and see what you guys do. And it was really, like I said, man, there's really a lot of words about, you know, how beautiful it was.
Yeah, Katie and I are talking about maybe just planning a trip. Like,
yo, I told that to the wife, man. I would love to actually go for our winter. Like, I really want to go see fireworks in Sydney Harbor. I mean, that might be touristy for you guys, but it's something I wanted to always check out.
We kind of want to do some exploring out of the city, because for when I was down there, we just had so much going on that we stayed within the city of Melbourne.
Yeah,
and
no, fuck that. I ain't going exploring that place. I ain't got no guns.
Drop bears for Tommy. But yeah,
Clayton,
there's lots to see, but then again.
Yeah.
Clayton, when you said you came up here for visions, you do any exploring or visiting up here in the States?
He went to New York. He went to New York's fucking. He went to New York's trash can. Out of all places, he wants to go see fucking Corey in Staten Island. Out of all the fucking things, there's 50 fucking states in the United States, and you went to the dumpster of New York, like a little fucking floating trash can of New York to eat that shitty pizza. Yeah, I said it, Corey. And what?
Oh, well, the first time I went, Danino's was closed, but the second time, yeah, definitely got some of that shit pizza. But I'm down to try some Chicago pizza next time, though.
Oh yeah, you better make it over here.
Yeah, I'm planning on it. But yeah, no,
we're hoping I'm hoping that Clayton is able to go to STX.
And I don't know, maybe Vasko, maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
That would be fucking killer, man.
Yeah, and Brendan Hayward as well is maybe.
Oh, that would be
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually going to start a group chat and see if some people wanted to do some planning.
The Three Amigos.
When is STX?
Yeah.
That's next year. Do you know what time of year?
August?
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
August in DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually one event
yeah.
I've never been to, but
I actually had a blast, man, teaching at STX, and yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. The schedule's not out yet, so I mean, I don't know if I'm teaching or not, but I hope so. But even if I'm not, I'll make the trip out there. I'll act like a fucking valet guy or something. I'll sneak in. I'll sneak
But
in.
yeah, no. The first time I came over, I went to San Francisco for a few days,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and then came to Vision, and then went out to New York for it was like 4 or 5 days, and similar to New Zealand, it rained almost the whole time, and it was crap. And we went out to Governor's Island, and you couldn't even see the Statue of Liberty from there. Like, it was just like a blanket of fog.
And
but yeah, the first
March.
Yeah, straight up like the week after Vision.
You gotta. If you ever come up to the northern part of the United States, man, June.
yeah,
September.
right now.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't like
Well,
October's a crapshoot. March, April, May, it's like you'll have 1 or 2 nice days, and they're all just gloomy and crappy.
Yeah.
It's just June through September. That's it. That's all you got.
Well, I didn't get a choice. It's weird. Like, I have to come over for Vision and then come back just to take a holiday. So I just kind of did it all at the same time. But yeah, no, I went over and spent a day with Corey when I was over the first time, and man, he's just a barrel of laughs. It's like
Yeah, he's a good time.
So this year when I came over, I spent 10 days there.
I'm sorry.
I stayed at a bed and breakfast that was right on the Narrows, like facing Brooklyn from Staten Island.
Okay.
And yeah, the first day I said to him before I booked, I'm like, hey, tell me where to stay that's convenient for you, so you can, so you don't have to go too far. And he's like, oh no, just stay anywhere, it's fine, I'll pick you up. The first day, I got there, checked into my bed and breakfast, and then I was waiting for him to pick me up. He's like, dude, it was a 45-minute drive to get here. You picked the worst place. And I'm like,
yeah, stay anywhere.
Yeah, that sounds like
anywhere.
That sounds like some fucking New Yorker ass shit. Like, I'm not from here. You douche. Like, see, I would have told him to go fly a kite. Fucking old bastard. He probably has Alzheimer's.
Nah, it was. Nah, it was good though. I ended up like where I stayed. It was probably like 5 minutes from the train station, so I'd just get up in the morning, walk to the train station, catch the train across the island, get off, go to Dunkin' Donuts, get a donut and a coffee, and then he'd pick me up from there. So I got to see a lot of, just a lot of local stuff, which was cool. And yeah, fun time. Got to go out to...
You saw a bunch of rats on the train, the pee in the elevators.
Homeless people.
The bums.
I definitely saw homeless people sleeping on the train, but...
And the crackheads. Welcome to America.
Nah, I did see the first day I was there was awesome. I was outside the Dunkin' Donuts, just like drinking my coffee, waiting. There was a garbage can, absolutely stacked with garbage, just like falling out of it, and someone had put a coffee cup right on the top of it. The garbage truck pulls up. The guy jumps off the back of the garbage truck, looks at all the trash on the ground, picks up the coffee cup, throws it in the back of the truck and goes, fuck this, and then just hops back on the truck and they just drove off.
Yeah,
it's like,
sounds about right.
What are you guys doing? And then couple that with like about 4 near collisions of people like doing like random full U-turns on a 4-lane road, people driving up the gutter to get into the Dunkin' Donuts. It was
Jeez.
It was a good time. But no, it was really cool, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope you can make it.
I don't think the island's that bad. No, I'm definitely gonna make it happen.
You could be like, yeah, please.
Maybe
I've only been there once, man. I like giving Corey a lot of shit. It's like a Chicago and New York thing. It's always.
Oh yeah.
We always give each other a bunch of shit, especially over food.
It's an everyone thing. I think like New Zealand's an okay place, but I'll give him shit.
Yo, man, I gotta say,
Brisbane's
though,
okay, but yeah.
I gotta say this to all my Australian fans. I had no idea what the fuck I was wearing, man. Everywhere, people started yelling at me and shit, and fucking saying shit, and fucking. We went to see, may rest in peace, Stephen. How do you pronounce his last name?
Capsis.
We went to go see Stephen Capsis before he passed, and we were wearing these jerseys, all of us, and we walk into the hospital, and they basically were just like, get out. And I'm like, damn, bro, like I don't even know what the fuck. I'm like, man, I don't even know what the fuck I'm wearing. Like
a sports jersey or what?
So yes, they gave right at the perfect time.
So we came right around the time that they do a rugby series called State of Origin, and it's kind of the best explanation I have for us Americans. It's kind of like an all-star game.
Okay.
Instead of like picking teams that you're currently, like for example, like the MLB, right? It's the National League All-Stars and the American League All-Stars. Or the NBA, it's the West Coast and the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. Well, for them, it's where you started your career.
Oh,
you either started in Queensland or New South Wales.
All right.
Is that correct? Sort of?
Yeah, pretty much.
So. Yeah, sort of. Mm-hmm.
So then of course, the team that I'm representing is New South Wales, and they suck. And I say this, Mike, because they got their ass kicked twice. And you got me, wearing this fucking jersey, man. And I'm like, dude, this team sucks.
Yeah, but the jersey in enemy territory, that's the problem, though.
Yeah,
you're
man,
wearing the
people
jersey
like
while you're in
yelling
Queensland.
shit at us, and I'm just
He
like,
definitely. He definitely knew what they were doing,
I think
sending you
so
up here
too,
with those
man.
jerseys. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, it's
and
like, you know, we can't do the whole Vegemite thing anymore. The internet ruined that. So now we have to give you like
Yo,
random
not for
sports
nothing,
jerseys.
that shit wasn't half bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
no, it's not bad in the right situation.
No,
It's
I
like-
tried it
yeah.
regularly. Honestly, it just tasted
Bro.
like dehydrated soy sauce to me. Like it didn't really. It didn't
Yeah,
taste.
it's just like eating like tar with salt in it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
no,
I've eaten
before.
wheelbearing grease before, man. It wasn't bad.
Dude. No, you just gotta do butter and like not a lot of Vegemite and then some cheese on like a piece of toast. And that's the only way I'll eat it.
I
Otherwise,
brought some home for my
nah.
dad, and he loved it. He was all about it.
Yep.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
You know,
Okay.
it's funny because
All right.
Mike, which another awesome thing, man. They not only treated us well, but they treated our significant others. Like Keith brought Liz, Brandon brought Amber, and then I brought my wife. And they all had care packages for everybody, jerseys. You know, I say it talking shit, but I do greatly appreciate it. I don't care if the team sucked or not. But he also gave me a bottle of Vegemite, and then one of my wife's friends was like, "Oh, he gave him a lifetime supply of Vegemite."
Yup. Mm-hmm.
And yo, he gave me a box of Tim Tams. Holy shit, those things didn't make the night. Those things are fucking delicious, man.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
I
but
actually I actually live like 3 blocks from one of the Arnott's factories here, and like if you go down the road that I live on the right day and they're cooking biscuits, it's it's hard to not want a biscuit after that.
yeah,
It's like
they're-
fresh baked cookies on crack.
Oh man, those things were fucking delicious, man. And you know, it was really the rivalry stuff was funny to me because I'm like, hey man, are we gonna get into a fucking bar fight or something? Because I'm too old to be fucking fighting. Because here the rivalries get when I finally figured out. Well, I kind of started getting the gist of it, and then finally, like somebody told me, like, oh, it's because blah blah blah, we're the Maroons and all this other shit. And I'm like, okay, so it's like, we have rivalries too. Like even in Chicago, we have what we call the Crosstown Classic, which is the Northside team, the Cubs. They play against the White Sox, and when I was younger, we used to go to these games, dude, and we used to just throw shit at each other, man, and we used to fucking fight. So I thought it was gonna be kind of like that, and no, it was just shit talking, really, So I was like, okay, it was not bad, a little disappointed, but I think I don't think Australians like jail too much. I wonder why.
They'd be
Past
used to it.
trauma. Past trauma.
Oh, God.
Dude, I walked into a shop when I was on Staten Island and I had a Red Sox hat on. And the dude goes, "You're going to have to take that hat off." And I'm like, "Oh, what, sorry?" And he goes, "Get out of my shop." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "No, I hate the Red Sox." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I'll take it off." Lucky it was too cold anyways. I had to put a beanie
Passion
back
is
on.
good. Passion is
Yankees,
good, right?
Yankees and Red Sox is a big rivalry. The Cubs and the White Sox, Cubs and Cardinals.
Yeah.
There's also been rivalries. They're not as pronounced as before, but yeah, the fan base can get kind of. College is fucking worse here. For some reason. Yeah, those guys, they bleed their college colors for some stupid ass reason. Here.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's a really interesting thing.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. But these people will like fucking spend dumb money on college games and going to college and buying tickets, and dude, these college stadiums are bigger than most of our NFL stadiums. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, big money.
Yep.
Big money.
Yeah. I don't have time to follow any of that stuff. Like, once it leaves professional sports, like, I barely keep track of any of that. Then college,
Yeah, no, I don't have time for jack shit. I used to love watching basketball, and I would follow baseball, and now it's just like, dude, I don't know jack shit, man. I barely have time to fucking breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's just because Clayton's posting on Facebook all the time about some silly job that he's got going on over there. So I don't know, distracts you.
Him doing some hackery,
Some hackers. Some Chinese hackery.
Which is funny. like it's I've never, like my experience with hack stuff came out of a form of necessity, but not a necessary one. Like I grew, my area in Chicago was kind of poor, and so everything was used modules, everything was used because it was cheaper. But the reality was, a lot of the times it was just a guess, right? The majority of shops didn't want to buy a new module because
they weren't sure.
Sure. So that's how I really got my start in the used module game, was because it was just the only thing I had available. Like I didn't do new stuff at all. But we always had the capabilities to do it. We just don't. And then like going to Guatemala, where it's kind of like there's nothing. Like I can't even access my service information out there. Like it's IP. It's obviously because of the IP addresses. You can't access it. They got all types of shit. Just kind of like Australia and New Zealand. They have a lot of Chinese car companies. No wiring diagrams. These guys. They're just figuring it the hell out, man. I don't even know how they do it, man. These guys are rebuilding engines without service information, man. I have no idea how.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, once upon a time, you had to sit there, and for us anyway, because information-wise, we couldn't grab everywhere. You were virtually building the wiring diagrams in your head as you went along. You were making them up and saying, okay, this does that. That's got to go there. That's got to do that. You can't do that anymore. The cars are too involved, too complex to picture any of that. You could have a diagram in your hands and you'll be, oh God, what's that supposed to do? And you're seeing it. Whereas before you had to sit there and work it out. And I think that's where a lot of the difference is in, I don't know, would you say the skill set of the techs around? I don't know. Clayton's young, he's still playing in the sandpit, but he always surprises me about how much knowledge there is around. Like not just Clayton, there's a lot of smart cookies around you guys. There's people here as well.
Yeah, that's not me.
Anyway, but you got to be able to put that together and getting that info and stuff like that, and that's a biggie. It really is. It really is when it comes to fixing this sort of stuff. So I get like Tomi, because even before you couldn't program anything legit. You couldn't. So you'd go chase the used modules. You'll go trying to make it work. The rest of it, 100% get you there.
And then some of it came down to a bit of necessity from COVID, man. I made my bones actually during COVID because there was no new modules available and
no new
the
stuff.
OEs had locked everything out.
Yeah, the dealers are looking to do used modules at that point. So.
Oh yes, I hear short. I had a
I had a guy out of New York who was fucking like he had 20 Amazon vans down.
Oh jeez.
20 Amazon vans with PCM issues, and because that generation of PCM was notorious for issues with ProMasters, and so I'm like, yeah man, this is my price. He's like, they're half of that brand new. I said, yeah.
Go buy some.
He's like, no, it needs to be this much, and I'm gonna buy 20 of them. I'm like, dude, it's the same price whether you buy 1 or 100, man. So stop wasting my time or find them somewhere else. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get them from another reputable source. 2 weeks later, what's your final price if I buy 20 of them? I'm like, dude, I gave you my price, man. Like, you take it or leave it. And it's funny because I wheel and deal, man. So I would have done it cheaper, but he just kept getting on my fucking nerves, man. So I didn't really believe him. And then next thing you know, I get 20 fucking modules at my door.
You should. The second time he came back, you should have like raised the price by 20%.
I should have,
because he went elsewhere.
Yes,
like,
yes,
man. Yeah, I know, and I knew exactly what the failure was, but I let people waste their time, man. I really do. Like I've never really been one to sit there and argue or try to inform you. I had so you guys all have AutoLogic down there, right? Opus, AutoLogic. Well, before they got bought out by Opus, it was just plain Autologic. Anybody ever seen a blue box?
Yeah,
the early
I've
ones.
seen one. I've never played with one, but
so
I've seen them.
I have one, and they are phenomenal for it's the early Ford Jaguar cars, the early BMWs, Mercedes. Like, dude, they're just phenomenal tools for those old Euros, like the 2000, early 2000 model years. And they do a lot of functions. Like, I was able to program a BCM on a 99 Disco. Like, nothing does it. Like, and so when I bust that thing out, I just charge accordingly. So I get this guy from a body shop who the owner was out of town. It's his brother. And long story short, he wants me to go and program this cluster on a Jaguar, a Ford Jag. And I gave him my price, and this guy just went ape shit. He's like, "That's ridiculous. I can tow it to the dealer, pay them, and then tow it back, and it'll still be cheaper." And I'm like, "Okay, do it." Like, no problem, man. But I know for a fact that Jaguar doesn't cover legacy vehicles anymore. They don't. So he tows it there. And they charge him an hour to tell him to fuck off, dude. And then he had to pay the hour, and then he paid the tow back. So my friend who was the owner, so he calls me for an unrelated car and tells me to come in, and then so I show up to the shop, and he's like, "Dude, what the hell happened with this Jaguar?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, this one, he said that this and that, and then he had to take it to the dealer." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know what the hell you're saying." "Oh, no, you're whatever he is to you." He said that it was cheaper to tow it to the dealer and then tow it back than to pay me what I was asking for. He's like, "Why you got so much money?" I said, "Dude, because the tool's expensive as shit. Nobody has one." He's like, "So if you knew, why didn't you tell him anything?" I said, "He didn't ask nicely. He just told me I was ripping him off." So I was like, "Okay, find out." He's like, "Damn it, man. This big mouth, blah, blah, blah. Can you take care of it right now?" He's like, "I'll pay you whatever, man. We just got to get the car out of here." I said, "All right, yeah." So I programmed this cluster and it didn't fix shit. Then I got to diagnose it.
Oh, no.
Oh, that guy was fucking pissed. So typically speaking, man, there's always been... I always kind of like... I play chess, not checkers, typically. But it sometimes you do have to be a little bit more like, nah, fuck that. This is how it's gonna be. But no, I always try to be as calculated as possible.
Yep.
I think Sean is more like, fuck you.
Yeah, that's why I hired somebody to do the phones, because it's not my thing.
Because
I'm so.
Do you want it? No. Okay. Bye.
I'm so terrible on the phones, man. I dread when I have to answer him now because my guy's pretty good at it. But there's been times where he's just like, "Dude, I can't talk to this guy. I need you to talk to him." And I'm just like, "All right, it's pretty easy." But I don't know. I have certain keywords that just raise my guard up, and I'm just like, no, like F off, no. But and the reality is, like, you just in retail side of things, man, you just have to be patient. Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you do. Yeah. You're dealing with people, and everyone's different, right? But there does reach a point where keywords, and I'd very quickly lose interest in any sort of assistance. And I'm happy to help. And I know Clayton's the same. We go out of your way. You're happy to lose time to help people, but there's a line that it's funny. Yeah.
Some people are just there to waste your time. And
we've changed the rear diff, we've changed the front diff, the noise is in the middle of the car. Can't you just press your button and make it go away and save the world? What do you mean you want to charge? Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one always it behooves me, right, that people are okay with spending money as long as they see it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had
understand that.
I had a good one recently.
I had a customer the other week. He had a Mark V Golf, 2-liter FSI, the non-turbo first generation GDI car.
Ugh.
And he'd been to the dealer, another workshop, a friend who's a mechanic, and a transmission shop. The dealer said it was the transmission. It had the 09G auto in it, which is a horrendous piece of crap. And the dealer said it was the gearbox shop said it was the engine, and he'd already had the gearbox serviced twice, he'd paid the dealer, he'd paid the other place diagnostic fees, and rah. So he brings the car in, I checked it out, I couldn't get the car to fail, I couldn't get it to play up, and do what he said it was doing, but it had a air leak code and something else. It's a speed density engine. So I did some inspections on it. The dipstick tube it had the top half of the dipstick tube where it goes through the intake manifold, and the bottom half of the dipstick tube and nothing in between. And I said, look, man, we need to sort this out to get rid of this air leak code. I'm not going to go wasting my time driving the car around without fixing this. I pulled the spark plugs out. It had 3 spark plugs that were completely incorrect, and 1 spark plug that was maybe the correct one. And so I changed the spark plugs, changed the dipstick tube, which meant taking the manifold off. But then he complained that he shouldn't have to pay the diagnostic fee because he told me that, the dipstick tube was broken. And he didn't want to spend any more because he'd already paid all these other diagnostic fees.
He paid someone else.
I was just like, mate, you paid someone else. This is my time, not their time. Like, I'm not doing this for free. You agreed to a price.
Just teleported.
And we're here.
That's Brisbane, mate. See, if you're in New South Wales, it'd be different, right? If you're in Sydney.
They're next level. They're not always. They don't always make the smartest decisions when emotions or money's involved.
Yeah. All the stuff happens here. But you get that often, and I'm sure you guys get it too, that I've paid someone else, I don't want to pay anymore. And I've said in the past, well, why'd you bring it here? Well, they couldn't fix it. Well, you got to pay for your time. And like Tommy said, if people see you spending time, this is the really weird thing about people, and especially doing... Thankfully, I do mostly other workshops, so most of them understand, but they still want to see you spending the time. You're 3 hours. And it's just it's a human mentality thing. It's that whole hammer. Everyone's heard the hammer and the boat. The guy walks up and whacks the boiler with a hammer and gives them a 10 grand bill, and they query it, and $5 for the hammer, 9,900 to know where to hit. And I think that's a lot of it, because your knowledge it's come from those headaches.
Yep. Yeah. We're charging for outcomes, not for the time spent on it, because you don't know how much time there was in the background before we got to that car. So we try to pitch it that way to our customers too, because that's been a struggle for us, especially as we're growing with different people. Everybody kind of works at a different pace, so charging the time it wasn't working, because we'd have people like, oh, we want Sean to come out because he'll do it faster than this guy that's just starting out. I'm like, well, that's not what this is about. We're charging you for the outcome. Like, it's fixed, exactly. Okay. If we diagnosed it, it's programmed, whatever, then we'll deal with the time on our side of things. We'll adjust if there's a problem, but you're paying for the outcome, and this is the outcome. Did we do it? Okay, let's pay us.
No, I totally agree with that approach, because people said, I don't know if you've ever had, early teens Mazda Freeze have a problem with a voltage drain. The odometer starts flashing on and off. Okay. And the fault with it is 3 globes: the glove box light, shifter light, and ashtray light. It gets a backfeed through it. Okay. So it takes you literally 15 minutes and $2 worth of globes to fix it. The first one I did took me about 15 hours. Mm-hmm. So just because someone sees you throw 2 globes in, then it's not a $20 fix.
Yep.
100%. You're giving them that outcome. There's lots of it that happen, and I think, and I'm guessing that you see the same sort of thing over there, where, an hour. I keep saying, well, if someone doesn't know and they spend 10 hours, is that worth more than me spending 15 minutes? I don't know. It's the outcome of the job at the end of the day. Yeah. There's been many a job I've spent 10 hours and charged 2. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Been there.
Yeah.
Too many.
No.
Yeah,
especially even with outside of the diagnostics, like the module stuff. Yeah. Like spending 4 or 5 hours on something, and I'll charge for it, but if it's the first one and I'm learning on it, it's like I'm not recouping that time in the moment. It's hopefully in the future.
Yeah. No.
Look, just clone him and use one.
Yep. Well, that's where
I got to do a gearbox today. Yes.
That's where I got my hack ass shit from. Was from I used to just replace mechatronics and ship the car, and then one day we called and we couldn't get one, and that's where I started exploring that kind of stuff. And I'm definitely nowhere near on Tommy's level, but I mainly just fix gearboxes, really, or DSGs. So, but yeah, it's just that was my Think Tool prog was just the one that was available at the time that's worked with what I had. So, and it does all the DSG modules, not a problem at all. DL501, 500s, 250s, but I think all DSG modules must be super simple because everything can do them these days. So, but yeah. Necessity. And also, I couldn't program either, so up until, was it 2022? So before that, if we bought a mech unit from the dealer, it was either book it with the dealer, take it back, wait, however long they wanted to wait for a booking, and then, get the component protection lifted and all that stuff, or plug in my Chinese hackery and clone it and ship it out the door.
Yep.
So that's what I did.
Sometimes that's the way to go.
Yeah, now if I buy a new mech unit, I do it with Otis, but that one that I had yesterday was just making sure that I would be able to clone it if they decided to go with a new aftermarket Chinesium module, which I don't really recommend so much, but if they want to go that way, they want to go that way. It's their decision to make a cheap call or a proper call. So
during COVID, the Ford Focuses with the
oh my gosh,
they're not DSGs per se, but they're still junk.
Yes.
Yes. P6.
Yes.
Those stupid PCM
power shift.
Like,
Yeah.
Another word.
How many 9,000 units on back order? No, 90,000.
It was close to 100,000
back order during COVID, man.
And
so people were scrambling.
Yep.
Anyway, people were like, and then eBay. You can find them on eBay all day long, but dude,
they were so junk.
I betted zero trying to program these junks, man. It got so bad that I would tell customers, "Where'd you get it from eBay? I'm charging you no matter what."
Yep.
It doesn't work, it's not a problem because
I hooked up to one of those. Like I was doing it on the bench, like power and ground, and smoke literally came out of the module as soon as I hooked up power and ground. I'm like, oh, that's not gonna work.
You sure you're right part?
Yeah, it was so bad, and this time of year with the heat would take them out like crazy. Everybody was scrambling for junkyard ones. I tried fixing them for a while. That was a lot of wasted time there.
Man. We need a $100,000 soldering station for that.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, it's all one printed like metal board or I forgot what material it is, man. It's almost impossible to solder it.
Yeah.
The vibrations they break up the little
right.
joints.
Yeah, where they put them was so terrible. You know what's worse than one of those? I was just dealing with one of these recently. Is a SMG out of a BMW. Oh my god, that was my first experience in one of those. What a nightmare.
SMG.
The sequential manual gearbox.
Oh, no.
Oh my god, it's just a nightmare. Just a nightmare. And this guy is,
repairing it or what?
Well, you put in a used one, and then a combination of wiring problems and internal problems, and it's just not fun to do the learns on those anyways, even if everything is right. So I was getting my ass kicked on that thing, but yeah, I would take a Ford transmission out over one of those any days. Or
that's saying something.
The ones in the ProMasters, those are awful too. The
diesel ProMaster, right?
Yeah, where it has the hydraulic pump and you got to bleed them, and that's just miserable.
because those are based off like Fiat, right? The Celi's like
it's a
what are they?
Pirelli, but
yeah.
With an accumulator and everything, or
Yeah.
they got the pump and the accumulator. Yeah, okay.
the one.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
Isaac said it was a
Junk.
Vasko or some shit like that. That the engine designer or some shit. But yeah, it's
I don't know.
And, like there's been signs from some dealers don't work on them, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah,
dealers are like, no, thank you.
Fiat. Fiat Ducato. Yeah, I think that's what those ProMasters are based off. Hence the Stellantis thing. But
that's exactly what it is. Frankenstein.
Yep. Yeah, they just. Yuck. No. Oh yeah, we have a couple of those SMGs in a couple of E46s that we look after, and I just I dread the day that something's going to go wrong with them. I've done a clutch in a M5 once on an SMG, and it came in because it was a crank no start with crank sensor codes, and the workshop manager at the time ordered a crank sensor, and he's like, yeah, just put it in. I'm like, do you want me to check it first? No, just put it in. Okay. I pulled the crank sensor out, and bits of the clutch assembly just fell out of the hole, and the crank sensor was all mutilated. Come to find out, the car stalled after the guy had launched the car on launch control like 3 times in like, a 10-minute period, and just destroyed the clutch and exploded it.
Nice.
And I remember relearning the transmission after doing the clutch was not fun. Even with ISTA, it was still not.
Even if you're trying to do it the right way, it's finicky as hell. And so I'm trying to fight with, is this that it's this difficult to do this, or do I have problems on top of it? And turns out I did. I had the position sensor was having issues with it at the same time as I'm trying to do these things. And so it just gross. Yeah, it was an M6 V10, just monstrosity, but
those are a cool engine though. They do sound good.
It's a cool looking car. Yeah.
But that era of BMW. The used gearbox says it all, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
How many black trees or black ice trees were hanging off the mirror?
You know what? I don't know. I don't think they had them in this one, but that's definitely a BMW Volkswagen thing for sure.
It's funny, like a while back you guys were talking about how people are willing to drop money on cars, and it's so crazy. A lot of the stuff that I do is mainly like the DQ200 DSG that's in all the small engine Golfs and Polos and A3s and all that kind of stuff. And I see a lot of the time people will spend 3, 4, 5 grand on those cars to fix the gearbox. Yet I'll have a 4-year-old Q5, Q7, and you're like, oh, you need brakes, you need this, you need that, and the bill might be 4 grand, and they go, oh, we're thinking about trading it. Oh, we're gonna get rid of it. And then next year it comes back for another service, and they've had like the brakes done elsewhere where it's cheaper, and they've put some Chinese tires on it, and it's still got the same oil leaks, and it's still, got that LED DRL that's out that they don't want to buy a new headlight. And it boggles the mind that these people will take a $100,000 car.
Shit, man, I had a customer with a Q5 with 3.0, 3.2, some shit like that. The one that has the chain, the timing chain covers in the back, puke oil.
The diesel?
Mm-hmm.
No, gasser.
This is a VR6.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It looks like, it's kind of similar to the VR6 in that sense where it's, I don't know exactly which engine it is, so forgive me, but I know it was a 6-cylinder Q5.
Was it
and
a supercharged or non-supercharged?
None.
None. Yeah.
So it was leaking from the back, and it wasn't the main seal, so we knew it had to be from the timing cover.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna pull an engine, dude, that's getting changed, So I explained to the customer, he's like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Let me know how much, dude." It was like
He poop his pants.
14 grand, dude. After the amount of the labor time, parts, and the chain sets and everything, dude. And you know, I always get like an extra grand for wiggle room in case, you know, hoses and shit like that. Yeah, it was like 14 and some change, and I presented the ticket, bro. That guy looked like he wanted to punch me.
Yep. Yeah, I've done a couple of Tourags with the V6 diesel.
Oh, the diesel one? Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
But that thing doesn't have chains. I thought it had gears.
No, that's chains. Chains on the back.
Which is the engine? Oh, the V. Never mind. I think the V10 has gears. We had a V10.
Yeah, they do. The V10s, yeah. They're like two 5-cylinder PDs like stuck together with Blue Tack and JB Weld. Yeah, I've done a couple of Tourags with the V6 diesel, and I think the first one I did, it got diagnosed while I wasn't there, and I got told to pull the gearbox out, and I was like, no, and then, we've already quoted it. Okay, pull the gearbox out, rear main's not leaking. It was the upper sump, and we ended up having to go back, and the guy ended up wanting to do it anyway. And I think that bill was about 10. And then the next one I did, I quoted properly, and it came out a bit over 14. And it's just not worth it, hey. It's honestly not worth it. I see them all day, every day. And you just go, you have a small leak from your upper sump and rear timing cover. Either sell the car now, trade it in, or be aware that in 6 months' time, if you decide to sell it then, there's every chance that it's going to fail for an oil leak. So you make the decision. And I've had people where we've serviced their car for 5 years with that leak, and you tell them every time, and then they come to sell it and you go, it's a fail because of the oil leak. What do you mean? You service this car? It's like, yeah, here's all your invoices. Notice how we've said this has an oil leak every time and you don't want to fix it? Yeah. Well, now you can't get a roadworthy because it's that bad. Sorry. The Amarok, the V6 Amarok, they are like, I don't know why or for what reason, but they've been using this engine since like way back. But the Amaroks just leak worse than everything else now. And the valve covers, for some reason, have started leaking as well. I don't know if they changed manufacturer, but Jesus.
Dude, I had... You just remind me of a customer I had with a Honda Civic, right? And we have... Now we have, like, we have some Euro owners that know they drive piles of shit, and they just like the car so much that they want to pay the money. But then we get Honda and Toyota owners that feel like they never should put money into these damn cars because it's a Honda or it's a Toyota.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I get this Honda Civic in 300,000 miles. Engine still was running good, but dude, it's puking from the spool valve, puking from the oil pan, puking from the valve cover gasket, puking from the front seal, puking from the power steering pump, puking from the power steering line, the pressure and the return line. Right? You know when I told him this, that he needs to address these leaks? I told him 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Then didn't do anything. Shows up. I'm friends with his girlfriend. She texts me. She's like, "Hey, my boyfriend's having an issue with the Honda. It's making a noise. Can you check it out?" I'm like, yeah, swing by. We'll take a look at it. Knock, 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 knock. Bro, this thing was fucking running on 1 quart of oil.
Yeah.
So I top it off for him, and I'm like, dude, it's not getting quieter, man. He's like, so what do I have to do to fix it? I'm like, you need an engine. Oh, why? You drove with no oil. Why is it leaking? I said, dude, it's been leaking for 3 fucking years. It's like, but I just did my oil
fix
change.
most of your leaks. Put an engine in it.
You've been looking after it.
Dude, so I thought he was fucking around with me, right? So I kind of just blurted out. I'm like, dude, what did you think I was going to go away? Like, 'cause I thought he was just... No, but he was being serious. He's like, I just thought I had more time. I said, dude, it's been 3.5 years.
Yeah.
He's like, so what do I do now? I said, you need an engine. Like, I don't know. He's like, you can't fix this one. I said, dude, it'll still be cheaper to get you another engine. Like, what do you want me to say? He's like, but will that fix it? I'm like, no, dude, you still have power steering leaks. You still need this and that, and, blah, blah, blah. And once we pull the engine out, if your clutch is kind of shitty, we're going to replace your clutch because it was a manual one.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got the worst luck. No. You don't. You fail to maintain a car.
Yep.
And I had
But that happens a lot. They ignore that issues
so
till
like,
it
just
stops them.
Like I just don't understand it. Like, what did you like? Yeah, I was speechless because I really thought he was joking. Like I thought he was fucking around because, like I said, I know them personally.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, yeah, wow, you're just wow, fucking dumbass.
Yep.
Sorry, not sorry, but you deserve that one.
Yeah,
but I'm sure that's lots of stuff where people aren't educated. I had a friend that oil light came on and could only put a teaspoon of oil in it, and had 50,000 Ks on it, a little Hyundai. And when's the last time you serviced it? I bought it brand new. When's the last time you serviced it? I bought it brand new. And I'm like, oh, this paints a picture. I know exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They ended up knocking, and then the tears started coming. And what am I supposed to do now? And it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My mum is like possibly one of the worst offenders of that. Not the bought it new, didn't service it ever, but like she bought a Corolla brand new in 2010. Thing's got close to 300K on it, and it burns a fair amount of oil. So she's topping it up pretty regularly. So, you know, it's doing its own oil change as it goes.
Yeah.
But she'll do 30, 40,000 Ks before I could see the car. And I'm like, why did you not service it where I put the sticker? And she's like, well, it got to the mileage, and then you were busy and I was busy, and then I kind of forgot, and then I had to top up my oil the other day, and I remembered, so then I contacted you, and then you were busy, and I had to go to work, and it's just like, man, I don't know how this poor car's still going, but it's a Toyota, so it's had.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. It's the fact that her son's a mechanic, man. I don't give a shit what anybody says, man. My sister does the same damn shit, and I'm just like, nah, bro. Yeah. Fuck that. You wouldn't be doing this nonsense if you had to pay for this shit. So,
I agree.
Yeah, but it's had tires, front brakes, and rear shocks, and that's it.
No, those Corollas are fucking bulletproof, man.
Indestructible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, but yeah. I don't know about the new ones. 2010. Like a ZZ80.
Dude, my homegirl bought a 2010 Corolla, and that thing is still. We put chains on it like not too long ago, and that thing, she refuses to. She's like, no. She's like, I'll never get rid of this car. She's like, it's been such a good car.
Yeah. You got a good one. You can keep it from rusting. Just keep rolling with it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy here. That's fine.
No problems with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just I pulled the engine out of a Mark 7 not yesterday, the day before in 2 hours. Mark 7 Golf 1.4, subframe bolts, no problem. Everything, no problem. Drive shafts, popped them right out. Nah, ours is worst here is the sun. The sun kills cars. Paint and interior just destroys stuff. Like my mom's Corolla, the paint it's like a metallic blue. Paint is absolutely destroyed. Clear coat falling off everywhere. She paid for the paint protection and everything.
Wow.
No good. Completely ruined. So, yeah. But yeah, no, the sun is bad. I upset so many people on Staten Island when I walk under a car and I'm like, oh my god, what is this? It's like a 5-year-old car and it's just ruined.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, it's rough.
And I don't miss doing the mechanical side of things because of that reason specifically. It's just a nightmare.
Yeah, I think the week after I got back, I had a Mark IV GTI Golf come in for a service. I've been looking after the car since 2010. And I sent Corey some photos from underneath it, and he's just like, fuck! It's like, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, we don't get them. We don't get that. We still get corroded wiring and stuff, which is really surprising on a lot of it, but not to the levels I've seen you guys get because
No.
of salt.
Yeah.
Up here, man. They're
Whole modules full of it.
Audi Q3. Her rear lower control arms are. I can stick my 4 fingers through the lower arms.
Damn. Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, the subframes will like rot away. The bushings will rot away, and the subframe will just freaking drop on the ground. I just saw a car the other day where the whole subframe's just on the concrete. You're done. You're not going anywhere.
Yep.
Can't you just patch it up?
Yeah,
Can't you just quickly put a couple of bolts
I've
in?
seen some people try with get creative with some angle iron and some welder, and I've seen some people try.
Yeah.
People try for sure. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
it works.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, really?
I just want to sell it. I'm like, you think I'm gonna help you sell this piece of shit? No. Fuck off. Oh, this thing belongs in the scrapyard. Sorry.
Oh, man. Nah.
I love it.
Definitely not.
Well, cool guys.
Yeah.
Do you guys got to get to work, or what's? I don't want to keep you all day here.
No, they're leaving messages at the moment. I'll have to get back to them later.
Yeah. No, I just said.
It's tough. The sun's out today, though. Yeah, down here it's actually quite nice outside.
Yeah, I'm sitting in my.
Mind you, I'm sitting inside with the heater on, so yeah.
Bloody does. Dude, wait. I'm in my laundry, which is an after addition to my house. I got a blanket on.
Oh no, he's got the blanket.
What's the temperature, man?
Ooh, my phone says it's 18 outside, but that doesn't mean it's 18 in here. It's probably like maybe 10. So it's like a tin roof with some.
Yeah. We're colder inside our houses than outside.
18 degrees Celsius is 65 degrees. You fucking pussies.
Yeah. It's 18 outside, but inside the fibro and tin laundry edition on my house, it's probably still 10 because the concrete is freezing through my slippers. Like, it's cold.
It's got the slippers on. Oh.
Yeah, man.
But you guys have.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. 10. Man, that's only 50 degrees.
Yeah, I'm a tropical people. Tropical.
We don't do the cold.
Yeah. No.
You know that white stuff that you have, you can keep it.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
white
yeah,
stuff
you
that
can
falls
keep
through
that.
stuff. Yeah.
I was walking around in shorts in City, man, and people were like wearing scarves and long trench coats.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What's going on?
Yep. No, we're not built for this. We are not built for the cold. And it's been progressively in the last probably 5 years. Winter just feels like it goes for longer and is colder.
Nah, Clayton's just getting older. That's all that is. He's just getting
No,
older.
I'm right there with you, man. The
I
winters
used to
suck.
play sports in the fucking winter, man. We used to play football in the snow, a foot of snow. We didn't care in our shorts. Now I look at the snow, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Why do I live in a place where my face hurts? It hurts.
Yeah, it wasn't even snowing when I was in New York, and man, some of those mornings walking like at 5 a.m. in the wind, you'd walk out of the bed and breakfast onto the street, and I think the street's called Edgewater, and it's literally street footpath, like the New York Narrows, and oh my lord, the wind that came down that street, your eyes would just start watering, face burning.
Chicago
not built for it. Well, August will at least not be so horrible.
No,
right?
August is beautiful.
August will be nice, yeah.
Yeah, no, August will be dope, and maybe I'll take you to depending on what weekend you get out here, man. I'll take you to the Air Water Show. You just have to a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I don't mind.
There's a fuck ton of people there.
Yeah, nice. I'm down for that. I don't mind people because usually if something's good, there's going to be a lot of people, you know. So here's what it is. But yeah, no, I definitely want to try and spend like a decent amount of time because even last time felt rushed. Like I got to Kansas City like the day before Vision and just sort of like scooted through, and then even 10 days felt rushed. But you know, try and get some decent time. Depends on everyone else if they want to come as well.
Dude, you'll have a good time.
Yep. I will have to.
That's next August.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah. It's gonna be a bummer to wait like another 6 months for a holiday because, like, you know, Vision's in February, but you know, that's all right.
Are you going to Vision again?
I probably won't if I come over for SDX.
Oh, that's right.
It's hard to justify 2 trips.
Yeah, and that's a.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice, but it's.
It'd be lovely.
You guys know it becomes a big mission, definitely.
Oh
yeah,
definitely, and Exy. It's all Exy.
Yeah, the cost is it. I mean, if I could, I would like to be over there for every event. Probably, I'd probably live there, but.
We'll just go and
it's expensive
all the time, right? We'll just go knock on their doors.
Travel from Australia, and we can't even get people from our own fucking neighborhoods to come to a training.
Yeah, but that's everywhere, Tommy. Tommy, I don't think it's just a you guys thing here. Like, the people that you're seeing out here. Okay, example, AAA, Garage Network, all the rest of them. They're a very different bunch of tech. If that makes sense. And because I get to go around a lot of shops and see who does what. And even we were talking about before Azra and the information stuff. A lot of normal everyday mechanical shops don't know anything about it. They got no idea about it. And it's the guys that you are seeing are probably the ones that are more investing in their growth. If that makes sense. Compared to a lot of that's out there. And so I think it's the same. Like we have our little small workshop-y things where there might be, 15, 20 people going to a Bosch training event that someone's put on but we definitely don't have the same amount as you guys over there. I could say that for sure. The training opportunities. But yeah, it's tough. I don't think it's just a you guys thing where people don't show up. I think it's everywhere. So a lot of people don't justify or don't realize that investment in themselves is a growth thing for their business and their longevity and growing again into different things and earning more. And, they all see it as a cost. What am I going to get? I've spent $1,000. What am I going to possibly get out of that $1,000? Well, one new thing learned is a new thing learned. Is it enough for you? I don't know. But, that's the way I've always looked at it, definitely. But I don't think it's just an America thing. I think here especially, and especially with our information that we don't, a lot of people don't even know how to start getting service info or the rest of it, And then you just learn from experience, Like Tommy was saying before, what I'm pull apart an engine block and hopefully someone's given us torque specs somewhere, which you can find, but that's about as far as most of the shops get to. They get to torque specs and that's about it.
Yeah, they open up auto data and it doesn't have the torque spec for this, so they go ask Facebook.
Yeah.
And that's as far as it goes. But I think if you had have probably spent some time in the actual trade show, there would have been a lot of people that, the boss goes, oh, we're going to this trade show on Saturday. And, they just go to the free trade show part. And, they run around and they take all the goodie bags from all the stands and they stack up with pens and they think it's a great time. And that's as far as most people will go into that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. We definitely, the people that are in the classes, it's probably a 50-50 mix of people who pestered their boss or actively went out and found it, knew about it, booked it. And then the other 50% would probably be like, oh, you guys are going to this thing. Here's the tickets. You're going Friday and Saturday. We'll pay you for Friday, but Saturday's your own time. You probably find that some of those people, they went to the Friday classes and didn't turn up for Saturday because they weren't getting paid. So that's just kind of the way it is everywhere, I think. Some people, the boss is the one who's interested in, making the business better, but they half the time don't go to the event either because, I just work in the office, I'm just going to send the people who actually work on the cars. And the people who work on the cars, they're not invested in the business, so they're like, whatever, I'm still going to go to work and do my job. Yeah. And they just don't care so much. And that's but that's the way the world is, I think. And as much as it sucks, it's kind of good for the amount of us that want to be better because not everybody's better. So
yeah, if you're in the top, 10% 10, 5%, whatever, there's a reason you're there. And obviously, you care and you're the one doing that stuff, and you're going to hopefully get, rewarded for that in one way or another. So,
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
But I see it.
I don't know if I'm in the top 5 or 10%. Maybe like 30.
Oh, Clayton's up there. I'll give him credit. He's a smart cookie, even though he's got a beard and he looks like a Bear Grylls lookalike or something. But, he does all right. The other day he was bragging about some shift sensors and look at the data, and I'm like, so what if it's got metal filings? And no wonder. They changed the numbers. Oh yes, that makes sense.
Oh, that was a good one actually. That actually made me happy. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I had another golf with another DSG that 2 other places had said it needed a mechatronic, and the other place said, we don't know until we pull it out and strip it completely, and it's going to cost $5,000 to pull the gearbox out. And I went for a road test, and within the first block, I went, that's not right. And the data from one of the gear position sensors was just bouncing up and down like a yo-yo. I pulled the mechatronic out, and the magnet on the shift fork looked like, when you go to the beach and you put a magnet in the sand and it comes up and it's just like a furry afro. That's what the shift sensor looked like the magnet looked like. And I cleaned it all. I cleaned all the metal off and went for another drive, and it was perfect. And I said to the guy, I went, it's fixed for now. And he's like, I've bought a new car, I'm going to sell this one. I'm like, well, don't sell it to anyone you like. I said, we should really fix the gearbox, but whatever. And off he went. But it was fun though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Furries.
It was wild. So much metal.
But I see it with the young guys coming through as well. And you're like, some of them want the world. Some of them want all the information they could possibly get out of you. They'll ask, they'll chase, where others just want to finish their certificate, get their trade. That's all I want to do. I just want to get my tick, get me out of it. I'm never, I've got some really great students and they're all good in their own way. And I've got some that specialize in certain fields, and they're like, but why do I need to know this? I'm like, because you might need to use a diode once upon a time in your life. Mm-hmm. It'll come in handy. Oh, but I don't touch it. Maybe one day you will. And then last week, hilariously, I had a holy sniper problem with it. I was getting a signal from the Dizzy. The car was turned off. And I was sitting there and I scoped it up, and it's there's my 120 volts turning the coil on and off. The car's not running, but it's there. It's got an ignition module problem. And I threw in a diode and it killed the whole bottom 60 volts, and the sniper didn't see it again. So it didn't trigger it. But I don't need to know this. But everyone's different, right? So we all, I don't know, invest in, it's hard to say. I watch you guys and, you get excited when you learn something new. I guess not everyone is that way.
No.
I suppose we can't expect people to think that way as well. I make many, all my learning's been through mess ups and stuff ups, and that 5-minute job that takes 10 hours because that's just how I work. But I suppose not all of us can have that interest in the training and the rest of it.
Yeah.
But there is a lot that comes from it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think we need those people though too, where they just want to hang parts, because I don't want to hang parts.
No, I don't want to.
Otherwise, nothing would ever get fixed. So I guess horses for courses, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, when I started, all I wanted to do was, make my RX-7 faster and build race cars, and, I still kind of like that stuff, but I definitely would never want to do it as a job.
I liked it when I was at UTI, and then I sorely realized that the majority of people who want to go fast don't got fast money.
Yes.
You wanted to go fast for go cheap? No thanks. Go mix.
Yeah. Everyone who wants a fast car, they're always on the internet and they know how much everything costs, and and
the cheaper version works just the same, but it doesn't. And
I had a buddy of mine wanted me to tune something or help him tune something. Or to something, he's like, oh, do you know about this? Blah, blah, blah. I seen it on the internet. If you tune it, you can do this and that. We can give me some more horsepower. I'm like, what kind of car you got? Fucking EcoBoost 2.7 liter F-150. I'm like, dude, what the hell do you think I'm going to do that the Ford engineer hasn't done, bro? Like, what have you done any modification? No, I'm sorry. I started off with, all right, what mods have you done to it? He's like, nothing, it's stock. I'm like, what do you want me to do to a stock engine? Dude, you give it any more horsepower, something's going to give, dude. There's a reason why it's tuned to where it's at. He's like, oh, no, I saw online. And they're getting an extra 50 horsepower from just tuning it. I'm like, all right, man. Well, find somebody, dude. I'm not going to fucking help you blow up your transmission, dude. Fuck out of here. There's a reason why the thing is rated the way it is. It's a piece of shit. Yeah. Fucking 2.7 liter V6 or some shit like that. It's not even the good EcoBoost.
Oh, so the better EcoBoost. The better.
It's the better
EcoBoost, not the good one. There's no good one.
There's a better one. Correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, the 3, what is it? A 3.5? The 3.5e. They're not horrible. They're not great, but they're not. I mean, look at Toyota's new Tundra engine.
Ooh,
it's trash.
Yeah.
It's absolute garbage. They're basically replacing all of them for certain VIN numbers.
Yeah, I saw that. It's pretty rough. Yeah, Toyota. Yeah, since they started trying to be a little bit more in the emissions market rather than just doing Toyota things, I think they've lost their stamp of reliability a lot of the time with their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially here with their diesels. Not so much, like we have the Land Cruiser that has a V8 diesel. I think they still had DPF problems, but the 4-cylinder versions were pretty bad for a lot of stuff. And I think they lost a big market share there, but yeah, it's kind of, I guess, how the industry with regards to manufacturers is, where they're all trying to keep up with something and they just all end up sending things out too quickly and having a lot of problems beta testing in their market.
Yeah, the consumer's beta testing. Yeah, software update fixed that one. Yes.
Yep. It's crazy.
Which makes it fun when you're looking at a problem on a vehicle and it's you're scratching your head and blah blah. Oh, it's a software update. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Like, what do you mean? It's been fine for 6 months. How can it be software related? It's something.
It was cheaper to update the software.
Like the Alloytech timing chains.
Oh, I did one. I did one the other day remotely for someone. It was actually quite fun doing it online.
Yeah.
Alloytech, and the first thing up there was chain stretch as a software thing. I was like, oh, okay, we'll press that one. It'll be good.
We'll just widen the parameter. That'll save us some coins. Done. Oh,
fixed.
No. Wow. They were a good thing. Come on.
Oh,
taught you how to use TechLine. Come on.
No, not me. No. Not me.
Actually, Clayton doesn't play with Bogan cars. Yes, no.
That wasn't in my...
He's high-end only.
High-end, 1.4 litre Golf, so I don't know about that, but... No,
come on.
I worked on a couple of Alloytechs. I did some chains back in the day, but, you can keep those.
What car is it?
The Holden, the Commodore. They had the 3.6 litre, in the you guys have them in the Captivas, that 3.6 litre.
Yes.
Yeah.
That engine, if you change this oil every 2 months, it'll last forever.
Yeah, most people don't do that though.
It just burns more oil. That's the biggest issue with that engine. It just burns oil, and then tensioner collapses, and then the chain stretches, and then the tensioners wear in, and then their engine grenades because all the plastic in the fucking sump. But if you change, I got a guy who's running almost 300K on the Traverse original chains. But he changes his oil religiously every 2.5 months, religiously.
Yeah.
To the team. I mean, not saying we're supposed to, right? But that's what it is.
That's what we do in our transits. It's every 3,000 on the dot. You get a fresh oil change, and I mean, knock on wood, like we've had 0 engine problems in all the vans I've had.
Awesome.
Are those the wet belt engines?
No, these are old.
No.
These are old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is like fixed cam chain, no frills at all. But
Mobiles.
Yep, there you go. They rust out. That's my biggest problem with them is
they run like no other. It's funny.
Yep.
I think Ford got sued because of those trucks.
Yeah, the subframes will go and.
No, not even because of that. So like the United States has a weird tax. So the reason why we don't see the Hilux here is because in the 80s we started getting stiff competition from the Japanese truck market. So instead of making their cars better, they just tax the fuck out of the cars coming in. So it's called the chicken tax for some reason. So there's a 25% tax on Japanese or basically any vehicle, any light duty vehicle.
Not U.S.
Well, those transits are considered light duty vehicles.
Oh.
So what they were doing is they were putting interiors in them and shipping them here.
Serious.
From Turkey. And then in the docks, once they passed customs, they would fucking rip the fucking interiors out, ship them to Turkey, and just rinse and repeat.
Wow.
Fucking bored.
Well, it works, right? Smart business.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. But yeah, I think we'll call it, man. I gotta get some other stuff done, and honestly, I'm fucking starving.
Cool.
I ain't eat lunch.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop the recording, but then stay on the browser until it uploads. It shouldn't take long because they're all at. Well, yeah, we'll do that. But thank you guys for joining. Really appreciate it.
No, thank you for inviting us.
Thank you. Yeah,
much
appreciated. I don't know.